Buen día.
Buen día.
¿Documento?
Sí, un momento, por favor.
All good.
We've been struggling a little bit this morning, so hopefully we'll find a quiet spot and be able to give you a little bit of a debrief, because this process was a little bit hectic, so hopefully that'll help you.
Okay, so we are taking the book bus from Buenos Aires to Montevideo, Uruguay today. It's about a 2.5-hour ferry ride, and we've struggled a little bit this morning with it.
It's been an early morning for us, so it's rough.
The ferry leaves at 7:15 in the morning, and so we had to get up at around 5:30 and take a taxi here to get here an hour early so we could go through immigration and check our bags and stuff. After you book your tickets, which you need to book your tickets in advance because they do fill up pretty quickly from what I've read on blogs. When you get here, you need to, we booked a business class ticket also.
So it's only an extra $10.
It was pretty cheap, yeah. So once you check your bags, you have to go upstairs to go through immigration. Now, you have to go through immigration twice, which we did not realize. So you have to go through the Argentina immigration, and then you have to go through Uruguay immigration. Nobody speaks much English, so once we went through the Argentina one, she was like, "Oh, Ocho, go to Ocho," and we thought it was like gate 8 for the boat. So we went, and there's like no gate. It's like 1 through 4, and we're like, all right, but like, where are we? We need to go back. So we went back, and then they were like, oh, you need a stamp
For Uruguay.
So then we had to go through Uruguay, and then once that was good, so you have to go through it twice. Remember that. And then,
but it's in the same area. Like, there's no line for it. There's no thing for it. It's not obvious that you need to go to this like special area.
They're all in the same row.
Yeah, it's literally in like. They sit like one person and the next person, but if your person doesn't have like a partner, like if there's only one person from Argentina but nobody from Uruguay, then like you have to go to a different gate or different like I don't know, like station
booth,
and then you go over to that station and then you get them to stamp your passport because they're the Uruguayan authority, not the It's complex, and it's kind of weird because you can walk out of the area without ever getting a Uruguay stamp.
Yeah, so good thing we caught it and came back, otherwise we wouldn't have gone through.
Uruguay would have been tough.
Yeah, and then after we did that, we went to the VIP lounge for a few minutes. It is a little tough to find. It's like a door in like a wooden panel, but if you have business class or higher tickets, you can go in there and enjoy breakfast or something like that, and then they will call you to board.
Oh, also, one thing I had a question on that I didn't know before, they will check your big bags. So if you bring your luggage and like rollerboard and stuff like that, like you would normally on an airplane, you bring it to the check-in counter and they take it and load it into the holds.
That would be a nightmare for people to have like bunches of bags and stuff if otherwise.
There would not be enough space.
I'm glad they do that. It is also a car ferry, so you can take your car on here as well if you have a car.
Oh, also, this is the express ferry to Montevideo. There's only 2, I think, a day that go directly to Montevideo, because most things that you read online, they will tell you that they go to Montevideo, but they don't. They just go to Colonia, and then you have to take like an extra 2-hour bus there. This is like a 2-hour and 30-minute ferry ride, where that one would be like almost a 2-hour ferry ride and then like a 2-hour and 30-minute bus ride to Montevideo. Just in case you're looking at this online and like trying to figure out how to do this, like that's the best way. So
cool.
If you want, it's definitely more expensive to do it this way, but honestly, with the price of the bus ticket and the ticket for the ferry, they're almost the exact same anyways.
We'll show you around the boat, and then we're gonna hang out for 2.5 hours until we get to Uruguay.
See you later.
Necesarias para la travesía, ya que durante la misma no está permitido descender a la bodega del buque.
So we are almost to the port. It's been around 2 hours and 15 minutes. I think 2 hours and 30 minutes is the time that we're supposed to arrive. So it was a really quick ferry, honestly, really painless. Once we're on the ferry, it was really painless. I think if I were to do it again, you probably wouldn't need to upgrade to business class. I think the only difference really is the seats. You don't really have Wi-Fi or anything. There is Wi-Fi, but it requires a PIN, and you don't get the PIN, so you don't really have any Wi-Fi or anything. But overall, it's very cushiony, very comfy. There's food and drink that you can purchase on board, and there's like a duty-free shop downstairs if you need that. So once we get to port, we're going to grab our luggage and then find a ride to our hotel, because it's about a 30-minute drive from the port and like an hour-and-a-half walk, and that's just too far to do when it's like 90-degree heat. So, and it might be also raining. So we'll see you at the port.
Catherine y Trillo, por favor, ocupamos puestos en la puerta de los salones. Trillo, una bodega.
So all of the announcements are in Spanish. Like there's a zero announcements in English. So hopefully you know some Spanish when you come here. Otherwise, just kind of follow the people. But at the same time, we followed the people, and it was only the people who were going back to their cars to unload, because there's also a car ferry, and we were told to go sit back down. So yeah, it's a little tough. Once we get into the dock is when we'll go. But everybody started moving and getting up and going, so we were like, oh, well, maybe we need to go. But not so much. They were just going to their cars, so.
This boat is actually named after Pope Francis, which is a pope that's currently, I call it reigning, I guess? He's the current pope, and he's from Argentina, and they named the boat after him. Alrighty, we are officially into our 18th country of Uruguay. Number 18. Nice job. Let's go.
All right, so we made it to our hotel. Obviously the room's not ready yet because it's only like 10 a.m. So they said that it'll be ready around 12 or 1. We're going to walk around a bit the area, and we're right on the beach. So I think we're gonna walk along the beach, along the waterfront, take in the sights, film some, and then we'll probably try to go find lunch somewhere. The old town, the scenic part, is actually back towards where the boat came in, and so if we do decide to go over there, we're gonna have to take a taxi back over there. We just didn't want to do it with our luggage because lugging that around is kind of tough. So let's go walk around and show you some views.
Alright, so we looked around our hotel quite a bit, and really all there is to do here is go to the beach. I don't think we want to go to the beach today, and unfortunately I don't think we're going to have time tomorrow, so we're trying to get into everything today. So today we are going to try to go to one of the more like historic areas of Uruguay in Montevideo. Now this area has a bunch of markets in it and a bunch of like museums and places to visit, so that's what we're going to try to do. We just ordered our car and it should be here in about 10 minutes. All right, we made it to the market and now to find some food for lunch. What do you think?
This is a cool market. It's kind of like the market in Buenos Aires, the San Telmo one. So, but they have a lot of like souvenirs and stuff. So if you are looking for souvenirs, definitely come here. And that's kind of your place to get them. So
there's also some food.
There's also food too. Yeah.
One of the crazy things is that this market is over 150 years old, which is crazy to think about.
visual. En este momento,
So good.
otra en Europa o
Well, that was a good lunch. We had asada, which is like ribs and french fries. It's a very traditional dish here. Really good. We split one between both of us and it was like plenty. So that's something that maybe you can do is if you're trying to save money and you both don't need like a ton of food, you can just split one. We did meet a good friend from Sweden while we were here and we had a really great chat with him. So I wish him good luck on his travels and finding a place to settle down. But now we are going to probably leave the market, maybe go to the Rambla, which is like the walkway, the longest Rambla in the world. But we're gonna look at our maps and look at the suggestions and then see what we're gonna do.
This place is definitely not as busy as the San Telmo market in Buenos Aires. So if you're looking for like a quieter, more chill market, this is a great option. And you can just take a ferry directly from Buenos Aires, Montevideo, and you step right off the ferry here at the port. As long as you don't bring any like rolling luggage suitcase, you could do this all in one day, which is actually something that was originally recommended to us. However, when we looked up flights for us to go to Chile next, it was much cheaper for us to fly out of Montevideo than it was Buenos Aires. So that's part of the reason that we're actually staying here one night, is so that we can save a little bit of money on our air travel so that we can go to the Atacama Desert. What did you find, Kayla?
So there is a pedestrian way that leads to like the arts and crafts of this area. So maybe we just walk to this line
Okay.
and see what's there, and then we can maybe take a taxi over to the Rambla, which I think is like this piece. It's the longest one in the world. And
Yeah,
then,
I mean, our hotel's on there. That whole walkway is one of the longest walkways in the entire world, which is crazy. It's also crazy how much people are running here. It's insane because I think as we were driving, like almost everybody was running out and biking, and it's like almost 30 degrees Celsius, so it's a very hot day for people to be out running, especially in like the middle of the day. So they must be very dedicated in order to do that.
what a cool street. I highly recommend walking down the street, seeing the artist markets, grabbing some lunch or dinner. I don't know if they're going to be open for dinner, but grabbing some lunch. Even in the summer, it's really nice.
It's
All right.
a little hot though.
It's a little warm.
Kayla's in her natural element.
I love artisan stores. Okay, so we just went to a little artisan shop, and the only thing we really got was just 2 waters, vitamin waters. They were actually pretty expensive. It's like $7 for both of these, which is
It's almost $3 a bottle.
yeah, I feel like that's more than the US, if I'm being honest. The artisan shop was cool. It was a little strange because they kind of like followed me around and like, I don't know if they were watching to make sure I didn't steal anything or they're just trying to like get me to buy something. I don't know. It was a little bit uncomfortable, if I'm being honest. Not like other countries that we've gone to. So interesting experience, but we're going to continue to walk around, and I'm not sure why these are so expensive, but it is what it is, and we'll continue on.
All right, so we just made it back to our hotel, and of course they had a room together. So our next step is going to be going back to the room to just relax for a little bit. I think we're going to go to the beach later. Probably won't bring our camera with us for that, but we will give you a room tour, since this is one of the nicest hotels in all of Montevideo. At least that's my opinion.
All right, welcome to the SORO Hotel, SORO, in Montevideo. It's by Hilton. We have a king room, and I think we actually got upgraded here, which is really nice.
We did.
I think we got upgraded to like a beach view, so that's cool. But this room is very nice, air conditioning, which is really appreciated. King size bed, nightstands with the plugs, which I said in the last video is great because some of our hotels have not had like any plugs and it's been like a scavenger hunt to try to plug things in. We have a nice desk, a luggage area, the normal coffee and tea area, as well as like a closet to hang your stuff, ironing board, things like that. 2 nice chairs and a table for relaxation. And then the bathroom is really nice as well, with a big walk-in shower and the sink, toilet bidet. The toilet bidet thing is like really unique to South America, I feel like, because I have not seen that anywhere in Europe. Normally Europe ones are like built in, but this one's like a whole separate bidet and they have them everywhere. So interesting. Really nice hotel, right across from the beach, which is really nice for us because we can just walk down the street and go to the beach, which I think is probably what we're gonna do this afternoon.
All right, so there is a Montevideo sign that is probably 1.5 miles away from us along La Rumba, which is that like long trail that they have, and we're gonna take that trip. What?
Promenade.
It's, you can call it promenade, but we're gonna take that long trail over there and try to get some pictures at the sign.
Show them your orange juice.
Oh, they also gave us, we got welcome drinks and we asked for some orange juice, and they gave us reusable glass bottles that we can drink and then return to them.
She was running around. I felt
so bad because I thought they were just gonna give us like a standard plastic bottle, but then she's like, no, I have a machine in the back, I can make it. So we got orange juice.
So she offered it to go and we're like, sure, because we're gonna go for a walk. And then she's like running around trying to find these bottles.
Yeah, so.
But we don't drink alcohol, so not really. All right, so we got back from our walk. It was very nice along the promenade. It was really busy tonight. Everybody's at the beach, but I guess it's a Sunday, right? It's the weekend and the weather's nice. So I did want to give some honest thoughts though, and we try not to be too negative on this vlog. I just didn't want to portray something that wasn't what we were actually feeling. And that's that when we went to the Old Town earlier today, it did start like really fun. Like we really enjoyed it. We enjoyed the market and everything. But once we went outside of that market into the Artisan area, there were some people that started to make us feel a little uncomfortable.
Let me like try to recap really quick, because we definitely had kind of like a few things kind of go a little bit sideways today that kind of made us, I don't know, feel a little bit like uncomfortable. So, that's the thing that, I don't want people thinking that, we normally feel uncomfortable in countries and things like that, like, because that's like totally not true. But it was just kind of a little bit odd because there was a lot of people like trying to panhandle. There's a lot of people asking for money. There was a lot of people kind of like staring us down, like asking for stuff. And we do realize that we are like tourists in a foreign country. We do understand that, I don't know, maybe we have a camera and, we try to kind of put it away and hide it so that like we didn't draw as much attention. And so it just, none of it really worked. So yeah, and I think, part of that port area is probably starting to have troubles. I don't really know, but we did kind of come on a weekend, which is something that maybe I would think about if you're planning on coming here. We initially were going to spend like 2 or 3 days here, But, you know, in kind of like looking at things to do, we really struggled with finding things to do in Montevideo. And then we kind of like looked some stuff up on Reddit. We tried to look up a bunch of things on different forums and TripAdvisor and stuff like that. And we really did struggle. I think one of the mistakes that we made, and I think one of the things that can probably help you if you are planning on coming here, go on a guided tour. I think that would have been 10 times better. And I think if we would have done a guided tour, I think we would have had a much better overview of the city in the limited time that we had. So hopefully that helps you if you're planning on coming here. Yeah, all right, so kind of a sad bummer ending, and I really don't want that to be, because I really did like Montevideo. I really liked being able to walk around and see all the things. I thought it was such an interesting place. Hopefully all this information helps you. We'd love to have you as a subscriber on our channel. We do like to put out like honest videos about travel and our experiences in traveling, but we also try to highlight the positive aspects. We try to be as positive as possible on the vlog. So yeah, we will see you on the next one.
And if you have any experiences in Montevideo, if you've been here before, go ahead and drop your experience down below, because your experience is probably way different than our experience. And I think it would be great to give people your experience as well, so that they have more than one opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, please share positive stories. We appreciate it. All right, thanks. Bye.